The state executive. The state executive implements the law that are made by the state legislature. So whatever the law which is made by the state legislature, that is Vidhan Parishad and Vidhan Sabha, the state executive implement the law. The state executive comprise the chief minister, the council of minister and the governor. So who all are the members of the state executive? They are the chief minister, the council of minister and the governor. The chief minister. The members of the ruling party elect a leader from against themselves who become the chief minister. So whichever party who get the maximum number of vote in a state, that particular person is referred as the chief minister. The chief minister is the most important member of the state executive. So the chief minister plays an important role, and he or she is the most important members of the state executive. He or she has many functions. So let us find out what are the different types of functions of the chief minister. He or she is responsible for the working of the government in the state. So it is the duty of the chief minister to look after the whole government, whether they are doing their work in a proper way or not. And he or she is the responsible if any government activities or if any government project is not taking properly. He or she is also the leader of the council of ministers. So he or she, that is the chief minister, is the leader or the head of the council of ministers of a state. He or she elect the other ministers of the state and allocates their portfolios. So even the chief minister, he or she have the authority to select the other ministers of the state and give them certain departments so that they can deal in that particular department. He or she presides over cabinet meeting. So whenever there is a cabinet meeting of all the ministers, the chief minister will lead the meeting. He or she coordinates the working of various ministries. So it is the duty or the functions of the chief minister that he or she will give the different work to different ministers according to their capability. He or she supervises the overall administration of the state. So the chief minister is the person who will look after whether in his or her state all the ministers, they are doing their work in a proper way or not. Fact box. Jyoti Basu was the longest serving chief minister of any state. So he is the person who is the longest serving chief minister of any state. He was the chief minister of West Bengal from 1977 till 2000. That is for 23 long years he was the chief minister of West Bengal. Remember it. Next is the council of ministers. The chief ministers is assisted by a council of ministers which look after the administration of the state. So who all are the council of ministers? Council of ministers are the group of ministers who help the chief minister so that he or she can run the state in a proper way. The different ministers are in charge of various government departments called the ministries. So every minister who are the member of the council of ministers, they are given certain departments and they are known as ministries. So in a state there is a finance minister, home minister, power minister, education minister and many other ministers. So these are the different types of ministries. Okay. Sometimes the council of ministers also advise the governor. So sometimes the council of minister, they help the governor to come to the conclusion in any matter. The council of ministers is collectively responsible to the state legislature. So the council of minister, they are responsible to the state legislature. If the state legislature is not confident about working of one particular minister belonging to the council of ministers, a no confidence motion against him or her can be passed in the Vidhan Sabha. So the council of ministers are indirectly related with Vidhan Sabha. That means if any member of the Vidhan Sabha, they think that if any one minister of the council of ministers, they are not capable of that position, then a no confidence motion is passed. That means with the help of this non confidence motion, the Vidhan Sabha can pass a law that he or she is not eligible to his or her post and they have to leave the post. If the government lose the motion, the entire council of minister has to resign. So if any one person or if any one minister from the council of minister Okay, if they are found that they are incapable or they lose the support from the Vidhan Sabha, then the whole council of ministers, that means the whole member of the council of ministers, they have to resign from their post. Similarly, if the chief minister resigns, the entire council of minister has to resign too. So just like if the chief minister resigns from his or her post, then the whole council of minister, they all have to also resign from their post. Next is the governor. The governor is a very important person in the state executive, just like the chief minister. Every state in India has a governor who is appointed by the president for a period of 5 years. So the every state governor is present, and how the government is appointed, he or she is appointed by the president of India for 5 years. Governors are appointed in the states, while lieutenant governors are in charge of union territory and the national capital territory of India. So in the states, governors are appointed, okay, but in union territories just like Delhi, lieutenant governors are appointed. To become a governor, a person must be 35 years of age and a citizen of India. So what are the qualifications to be a governor of any state or a union territory? He or she should be 35 years of age and should be a citizen of India. He or she cannot be a member of the parliament or the state legislature or hold any office or profit under the government of India. So the person who is nominated for the governor post or lieutenant governor post, he or she cannot be a member of the parliament, that is, they cannot be a member of the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, or they cannot be the member of the state legislature, that is, they cannot be the member of the Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad, or they cannot work under the government of India for extra profit. So these are the qualification of the governor. Next is functions of a governor. The administration of a state is carried out in the name of the governor. So whatever the rules and regulation which is being implemented in the state, it is done on the name of the governor. However, in reality, a governor is the nominal head of a state, whereas the real power lies with the chief minister and the council of ministers. So though whatever the rules and regulation which are made in a state, it is in the name of governor, but the governor is just the nominal head, that is just for name's sake, but the real power is under the chief minister and his or her council of ministers. The governor appoints the chief minister and the council of ministers. So it is the governor who appoints the chief minister and the council of ministers. The governor distributes portfolios to the council of ministers on the advice of the chief minister. So it is the governor who will appoint the different ministers in different departments on the advice of whom? Chief minister. He or she also appoints the advocate general, the judges of the district court, and the chairman and the members of the state public service commission. So it is the governor who will appoint the advocate general, the judges of the different district court, okay, and even the chairman of the municipal corporation and even the members of the state public service commission. The president consult the governor in the appointment of judges of the high court. So the president of India will consult the governor of that particular state so that they can appoint the judges of the high court in that particular state. The governor summons and ends the session of both the houses of the state legislature. So it is the governor who will start and who will end the session of both the houses of the state legislature, that is Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. The governor inaugurates the state legislature after the assembly election and also address the first session every year. So it is the governor who will inaugurate, that means start the new state legislature after the assembly election. Okay, that means it is the governor who will appoint the chief minister who had got maximum number of votes in that particular state, and it is the governor who will lead the first session of every year. The governor's speech on these occasions generally outlines the new policies of the state government. So it is the governor who will tell the whole state about the new policies which is implemented by the state government. The governor can return a bill to the state legislature for reconsideration. So if the governor is not satisfied with any law or any bill which is going to be implemented, then he or she can return the bill to the legislature, that is in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, Vidhan Sabha and the Vidhan Parishad for reconsideration. A bill passed by the state legislature can become a law only after the governors give assent. So any bill which can be if that bill is passed by both the state legislature, that is Vidhan Sabha and the Vidhan Parishad, and it can only be law when the permission will when the governor will give the permission. When the state legislature is not in session and the governor consider it necessary to pass a law, he or she can then issue an ordinance. So if the state legislature, that is Vidhan Sabha and the Vidhan Parishad, there is no meeting session in the upcoming month, okay, and if the governor wants to talk about a new law which he or she want to implement in a state, then he or she can issue an ordinance. Okay, what do you mean by an ordinance? An ordinance act as a law as long as it remains in force. That means the governor will pass a law through which both the houses, that is Vidhan Sabha and the Vidhan Parishad, they have to come to the state legislature in order to discuss the law. These ordinances have to be submitted to the state legislature for approval in its next session. So whatever the law which is implemented by the governor in an emergency, that ordinance will be submitted to the state legislature so that both the Vidhan Sabha and the Vidhan Parishad can approve it in the next session. Money bills can be introduced in the state legislative assembly only on the prior recommendation of the governor. So the money bill can only be introduced in the state legislature, that is in the Vidhan Sabha and in the Vidhan Parishad, only with the permission or recommendation of the governor. The governor has the power to nominate certain members to the state legislative assembly if the state is bicameral. So it is the governor who have the power to nominate certain members who can be the member of the state legislative council if it is bicameral, that is Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad. These nominations are famous people in the field of art, science, literature, corporate movement and social service. So it is the governor of that particular state who will nominate the people from this field and who can be the member of the state legislative council. He or she can also nominate one member in the state legislative assembly from the Anglo-Indian community if he or she feels that they do not have enough representatives. So if there is not enough number of ministers or enough number of members in the state legislative assembly, then the governor can nominate one member from the Anglo-Indian community so that there will be minimum representative in the state legislative assembly.